Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy JR here, and today we're going to be making a little bit different video than what we usually do. And in today's video, we are going to be going over how you guys can become better Call of Duty players and how to become better at Modern Warfare in general. So as you can see on screen right now, we're going to start off right away with speed attachments. If you guys haven't seen the attachments I've already put on, go ahead and rewind back and kind of look. But every single attachment I'm putting on is pretty much a speed attachment for ADS speed, so that's a huge thing. If you guys want to win more gunfights, winning your ADS speeds is a huge plus, and it'll definitely help you in the long run. So that's the very first thing we're going to break down right then and there. The second thing we're going to be going over is centering your crosshairs on the opponent's body. As you can see in the clip right now on screen, that what I'm doing here is I'm going to be centering my crosshairs directly in the center of the body, not on the head but on the body, because it's going to give me a bigger area to hit, and if there is a little bit of recoil, it is going to kick up, which will give you a better chance of getting the headshot. Now whereas if you hit the headshot, you're going to have a smaller target to hit, and it's obviously if it kicks up, you're going to completely miss the head. So be sure to start doing this, and it will definitely help you win more gunfights, guys. Now that we have aiming out of the way, we're going to be going over the next thing, which is map knowledge. So not a lot of people cover map knowledge, obviously, but if you guys can look on screen right now, you're actually going to see that my radar is going to show me where my teammates are at and where they are not at, and where the enemy team is at. Sometimes you're not going to be able to see where the enemy team is at, unfortunately, because they don't have a constant radar with little pings on the map, unless you have a UAV or advanced UAV, obviously. But definitely watching where your teammates is at is going to be a huge buff, because you're going to know where the enemies are more than likely going to spawn at, because they're not going to spawn on the same side as you. More than likely they're going to be spawning on the complete other side of the map is where you and your teammates are at. So definitely keep that in mind. There's one other thing I'm going to talk about with map knowledge, and that is the compass. Yes, we don't have a radar ping, but we do have the compass. A lot of people don't use the compass, but as you can see on screen right now, the compass kind of shows me where the enemy is at, especially if they're shooting, and it just kind of shows me the general direction. The closer they are, obviously the bigger they get on the compass and the faster they move on the compass. But that's another great way how you're going to be able to tell where enemies are at if you have no clue or no UAV or advanced UAV in the air. I would definitely start looking at the compass. I know it might be a little hard to get used to at first, but I would definitely start doing that, and it will definitely help you guys improve just getting overall gunfights and finding people in general, so you guys can get more kills and bring that kill death ratio up higher, because you're going to have more map knowledge on where everyone is at. When to challenge gunfights. So this is another thing I get asked quite frequently, and that is just because of the simple fact that I am able to rip 5-6 mains on screen, and a lot of people are wondering how I do it so frequently. So first off, I try to get in a situation where I'm not going to be taking them all out once or all in the same ammo clip, because more than likely you're not going to have enough ammo to take them all out once without reloading. But if you do, that's great, and if you can actually hit your shots, that's also great, but not a lot of people can do that. So essentially I try to get myself into a situation where it's a 2v1 or a 3v1. I try to take out those two, these three, and then this last guy over here, or whatever it is, whatever the situation is. That's personally what I try to do. And another thing you guys gotta really look towards is for angles. I mean, you want the perfect angle on these guys. You want to make sure that they're not looking at you. As you can see on clip right now, these guys I thought might have been looking at me, so I didn't challenge them quite right away. I waited till one or two of them died, and then I pushed in there and was able to get a pretty good flank on them, pretty good shot on them, and was able to get quite a few kills going towards this nuclear. So essentially, guys, it's going to be one of the best tips you guys can honestly use. Just play a little bit passive aggressive. Honestly, don't go for the whole entire basket of apples, whatever you want to call it. Don't go for the whole pizza. Just try to get pieces at a time, you know. Get a kill here, kill there, a couple kills here. It's honestly going to be worthwhile, and if you're doing it the right way, not running around like a headless chicken, you're honestly going to get a lot more chances to go on these nuclear score streaks, and also any other kind of score streaks, and just more kills in general on the match, because you're going to be able to get your kill streaks. So essentially though, guys, that's pretty much all we're going to cover in that section, and hopefully you guys do take a tip or trick from that, and hopefully it does help you out in your future gameplays. The last tips and tricks. So essentially, guys, these are going to be the last little tips and tricks. I'm just going to throw out the rest of the gameplay of this nuclear gameplay up on screen so you guys can watch it. So essentially, first thing we're going to talk about is angles and mounting. So angles and mounting are a huge advantage in this game. If you can hold the proper angle, especially on Call of Duty Modern Warfare where camera angles are absolutely broken, you're going to have a huge advantage over the opponents, and they're not going to be able to do a whole lot to you, especially if you're mounted. The reason mounting is so overpowered is because half your body is covered up by an object that you are mounting on, obviously, and it gives them a really small hit area to hit you in. But it also, not only just that, but it also gives you like no recoil on your guys' weapons. So when you guys have no recoil, you guys can hit some shots that you guys normally wouldn't hit. Just absolutely beam kids, and it's going to give you a huge advantage. Another little tip and trick I want you guys to start looking over, and we covered this a little bit at the beginning of the video, is watch your attachments. So you're going to want to balance your attachments quite a bit. And so if you have an attachment on that's going to lower your ADS speed, you're going to want to have something that's going to bring it right back up. It's same thing with the recoil control. Obviously, recoil for me isn't a huge thing. I don't wear a whole lot of recoil attachments. I don't feel like they do a whole lot in this game, but honestly they're not a bad idea to look into either. And then one other little tip and trick I don't think I really covered a whole lot in this video would be the simple fact of how to play passive aggressive. And I did cover a little bit with like certain gunfights and whatnot, but when you're playing passive aggressive, there's certain points where you're gonna want to rush and there's certain points where you're gonna want to slow. I try to start off a little bit fast just to get on a score streak. Once I start getting on like 5-6 score streak, I might play a little bit slower just to get my score streaks, or kill streaks, whatever you want to call them, like my advanced UAV. The moment I get that advanced UAV though, guys, I am going, because you only have a certain amount of time, like a really small window where that advanced UAV is up. Once that advanced UAV is up, you're going to want to get as many kills as possible with that advanced UAV without dying. And if you guys can do that, you're going to set yourself on a really good path to getting a nuclear. And then once it runs out from there, it's all map knowledge. And I revert to some of the earlier tips and tricks. You're really going to have to start paying attention to where your teammates are at and that compass. Just kind of listening around to you or your area also and all that kind of things. It's definitely going to help you get your nuclear streaks. And it's definitely going to help you become a lot better Call of Duty player in general. So honestly, guys, that's all I really have to say about this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I know I didn't cover all the basics I should have, but I'm just going to give you the main things that you're going to want to know. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to DM me on Twitter at JRBCKLoveYT or you can even comment down in the section down below, and I will respond to you guys if you guys have any questions on how to become better. Thanks, guys. Deuces.